The Neuroscience of Intelligence: How Brain Science is Changing Lives. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to learn faster, why others struggle with reading or focus even though they're clearly smart? Today, we'll explore how neuroscience is answering these questions and changing how we define, understand, and even improve intelligence. Let's begin with the big question: what exactly is intelligence? Most people think it's just your IQ score, but intelligence is much more. It's your brain's ability to learn, solve problems, adapt to change, and think critically. And thanks to neuroscience, we now know that these abilities are connected to specific brain networks. One of the top experts in this field is Dr. Richard J. Heyer, a neuroscientist who has spent decades studying the biology of intelligence. In his book, The Neuroscience of Intelligence, Dr. Heyer reveals something fascinating. Intelligence has a physical basis in the brain. That brings us to another question: where in the brain does intelligence live? It turns out it's not just in one place. Intelligence relies on a network, especially in the frontal and parietal lobes. This is the foundation of the Pareto-Frontal Integration Theory, or PFIT, developed by Dr. Heyer and Dr. Rex Young. These brain regions help us plan, reason, make decisions, and process complex information. And in people with higher intelligence, these areas tend to work more efficiently. But here's a surprising twist. Do smarter brains work harder? No, they often work smarter. Brain imaging has shown that more intelligent people often use less energy to solve difficult problems. Their brains are better organized, more efficient, and faster at processing. Now, let's talk about a real-life problem. What happens when someone has a learning disability, like dyslexia? Dyslexia makes reading difficult, not because of lack of intelligence, but because the brain processes written language differently. For years, people with dyslexia were misunderstood, but brain imaging has changed everything. Scientists found that people with dyslexia show less activity in areas of the brain responsible for decoding letters and sounds. This discovery led to a solution: targeted multisensory reading programs that help the brain form stronger connections and improve reading. So, what's the big takeaway here? The brain can change. This is called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt, rewire, and grow, especially with the right kind of challenge and support. Another example: ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. People with ADHD have differences in brain regions responsible for attention, impulse control, and decision-making. Thanks to neuroscience, treatments now go beyond medication. Brain-based strategies like cognitive training and neurofeedback help people improve focus and behavior without shame or stigma. At this point, you might ask, is intelligence genetic or environmental? The answer is both. Genetics give you a baseline, but your environment, experiences, and choices shape how that potential develops. Dr. Heyer's research shows that up to 50–60% of intelligence may be heritable, but the rest depends on factors you can control. Think of two children with similar genetic potential. One grows up in a nurturing home exposed to books, music, and conversation. The other faces neglect and lacks stimulation. Over time, their brains and their abilities develop very differently. Now here's the best part. Can intelligence be improved? Yes. Maybe not by 50 IQ points, but by improving how your brain functions through healthy habits and mental training, you can become sharper, more focused, and better at solving problems. So how can you support your brain? Here are 5 science-backed strategies. Keep learning new things. The more you challenge your brain, the more it grows. Get regular exercise. Physical activity boosts brain function and memory. Sleep well. Deep sleep helps consolidate learning and flushes out brain waste. Eat brain-healthy foods. Omega-3s, leafy greens, and hydration matter. Manage stress. Chronic stress can damage brain regions tied to memory and reasoning. Let's go back to the big picture. Problem: learning disabilities like dyslexia and ADHD were once poorly understood and often blamed on laziness or low intelligence. Solution: Neuroscience revealed the actual brain differences, opening the door to better teaching methods, therapies, and outcomes. Thanks to research from experts like Dr. Heyer, we now understand that intelligence is not just a number. It's a combination of brain structure, network efficiency, environmental exposure, and continuous development. So here's the question I'll leave you with. What could your brain achieve if you trained it like an athlete trains their body? The science is clear. With the right effort and environment, your brain has the power to grow. Thanks for watching. If this topic inspired you, consider reading The Neuroscience of Intelligence by Dr. Richard J. Heyer and keep exploring the incredible potential of your mind.